Nice. Good. Move 20. 50's right. Move. Clear. Hold my high. Good. Go, let down. 50's right.
Tribal Sport Impact Sports looking after Gridiron at Queensland again during this finals series. Welcome back to the live coverage of the 2019 Gridiron Queensland SEQ finals. The women's games are over and now we've got the men's division here to finish off this afternoon. First of which the Ravens and the Stingrays taking on each other, a battle between 2 and 3. Later on 1 and 4 will clash. That is the Rhinos and the Griffith University Thunder. A rematch of last year's Sun Bowl. And let's take a look at the ladder to see how the regular season finished for these four teams. The Stingrays, well, apparently we're looking at the juniors team list there. Worth noting they will be playing tomorrow there, the juniors division taking the first two games, the Colts in the afterwards. And here's the men's. The Rhinos finished 9-1. They took the top seed, but the Ravens, they finished 8-2. Only finished on 14 points though due to a clerical error that saw them losing 2 points. Nevertheless, they still finished in second place with a head-to-head differential over the Gold Coast Stingrays. So that's why these two teams are coming to clash here in the first of two men's finals this afternoon here on Gridiron Queensland TV, brought to you by Livestream Risen. Of course, I'm Kenny Andres bringing you the action. Joining me in commentary for the very first time is my friend and former teammate Christian Arnold from the Logan City Bears. Welcome to the booth, mate.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here. This is going to be a great game.
And
so I'm looking forward to this.
And that was, you saw the officials at team list for the game. Pete Solish, the white hat, a referee for today. Well, this game in particular. You can see Steve James, Pat Humphries, Shane Offset, Andrew Stock, Jason Gambia, Chris Emery's, Clyde Summers, and Gary and Andrew looking after the replay and challenges. And we are underway, and it's an onside kick attempt that is not going to make the distance. It was a cheeky attempt for the Gold Coast Stingrays to try and steal a possession from the Bayside Ravens. 2 yards short though. Pat McAfee will be proud of the attempt.
Interesting start.
The other thing worth noting about the Gold Coast Stingrays today, head coach David Hill had a surgery during this week, was unable to travel up to the Sunshine Coast, so it is a conglomerate of coaches making up the head coaching position this afternoon between Malloy, Bolton, and even young Connor Brewster contributing to make decisions for the team today. The Ravens, though, they're first on offense. Here comes Jared Stegman handing off to Darius Holiday Miller, the starting running back, taking the first carry, and it's a good one. 6 yards on first down. Christian, you've played against this man for pretty much 10 years now, thereabouts.
Yeah.
And you had a good taste of him back in round 10, where certainly
he had a great day that day. Yeah, he's an extremely good runner of the ball. Short, sharp cuts, you know, he can read a block extremely well. You saw it there. One cut and he gets an easy 6 yards.
Good news for everyone. The sun has come back out here at Sunshine Coast Stadium. Second down and 4. And this will be a keeper to Jared Stegman. Holiday Miller not left without an escort though. And that is enough for a first down. And that is designed a quarterback run. Stegman, a dual threat quarterback.
Also another great run of the ball.
And first down and 10, we'll get your thoughts on the Gold Coast Stingrays defense in a moment. Stegman with the 4 wide receivers now. He motions Holiday Miller out to the left, goes the opposite side of screen to Warwick Russell, who gets it inside the 20, and that'll give us a second down. This Gold Coast Stingrays defense has some of the best pass rushes in the game, but what I think is quite notable at them, very stingy in the red zone.
Yeah. You know, they have a very physical defense. That's what we noticed against them. Very big run stop, you know. it's a bit different. I'm seeing, I believe that's number 13. Jamal, yeah, he's out at corner, not a safety this week, so I'd be interested to see how he goes there. But
let's see how he goes. You're right, has been a safety for much of the season. Holiday Miller,
wow,
a perfect seam, is barely touched en route to a 24-yard touchdown.
There you go.
Our first score of the day, Holiday Miller starts with a bang. Well, he knows the heartbreak of both missing the finals and losing in the finals. Feels like there's a bit of a renewed spirit in Holiday Miller since he came back into the jersey. Extra point attempt this week being attempted by Mitch Bessie there, not usually Warwick Russell. Bessie's kick is up and successful, 7-0. The early lead here. 5 plays for the opening drive for the Bayside Ravens, and they punch away a touchdown to DHM.
It's great blocking up front there. Great hole, like, oh, smooth.
So in an early hole here, and one of the other question marks coming into this game was the health of quarterback Damian Malloy. He was unable to finish the last 2 starts he's had, and one of those was against the Ravens. A big cut to his leg there thanks to a helmet, followed by another ankle injury. Saw him carted off in both games, but he's also one of the toughest and most competitive son-of-ers you will ever meet in this sport.
100%.
It will take losing a limb and then some for him to step out of a playoff game, one would think. But back deep to return, Reese Perkins, and number 14, Jordan Appy, who's returning from injury.
Interesting to see how the Stingrays respond to that first drive.
They'll kick it down to Appy's corner, but this kick is too long, and Mitchell Bessie, one of the bigger kickers in the league, will also take advantage of a breeze, which is at the back of the Ravens at the moment. Touchback, and here comes the Stingrays offense chasing 7 points early in the first quarter.
Yep. Now, are we looking at Damo in here at quarterback today? Looks to be, I believe.
There he is.
On your, yeah.
Come out, and now I have been told pre-game, Kanan Tompkins, the young Colt quarterback who has been operating as the backup, has moved to jersey number 87, as Jonah Gardner, who's been very effective against the Ravens in their 2 meetings in 2019, takes the first carry to open the Stingrays account. But yes, young Kanan Tompkins has been given a jersey number 87, and that's to make sure that if him and Reese Perkins need to take the field at the same time, of course, Reese Perkins also wearing jersey number 4, they can do that. Last week they tried to put them both on at the same time. Referees said no, of course, hard and fast rule. No 2 jerseys of the same number can be on the field at the same time for the same team. A second down. And this is to Gardner again. And Gardner stuffed behind the line of scrimmage, but flags are thrown by the umpire back at the 30. Let's see what Petty Solich has to tell us. Couldn't see anything on there. I thought I was looking for a hold or possibly a face mask, but it looks like Ravens are getting the option, so this looks will be going against the Stingrays. And down to Penny Solich for the call.
Holding on the offense, number 55. That penalty will be declined. It'll be 3rd down.
And Calvin Simona pings for a hold there. The Ravens decline, opt to take the yardage on 3rd down. So here's the first 3rd down conversion attempt for Damian Malloy and the Gold Coast Stingrays. 3 receivers to the right, throw backside to Kugler, and it's Dan O'Day getting his 6th intercept for the year. Kugler is also down on the play.
Great coverage there.
And Dan O'Day makes, or is that? No, it's number 29, my apologies. David Nash, the Triple M radio presenter, grabbing his 2nd intercept for 2019. That's good. I've got got some stuff on Dan O'Day. I want to save that for later. But in the meantime, Colin Kluger, it was a mid-air collision as they were competing for the ball, and Kugler's come down awkwardly. Kugler wasn't available on their final regular season game as returned for the playoffs, the product out of Miami.
Those type of passes where you kind of go back to your quarterback after the huddle and say, just get them down a little bit, please. But bit of a hospital pass, but unfortunate on that.
Well, you've literally been on every aspect of that situation.
Yeah, that is true.
Catching the ball and getting hit. You've been the guy laying hit, and you've also been the guy throwing the football.
You know, it's always a daunting task going over that slant over the middle. I'm not quite sure who's in front of you, but you kind of go, you know, flip over. But receivers do it. That's why they love it.
Kugler is up, and it looks like he'll be able to walk off under his own strength. He's actually walking quite comfortably, jogging off, in fact. So it doesn't look like he'll be out for long.
I assume that to be probably a winding or something like that, but good on him.
If they go back to the 3-by-1, the backside slant, always a very popular option. In the meantime, the first turnover of the game belongs to the Bayside Ravens. And now quick throw out to Liam Edwards on the bubble screen. And he might have got himself a first down. No, out of bounds. 2 yards short. Another productive play on first down there.
That was great blocking by the wide receivers out there. You love to see that sort of stuff.
Holiday Miller, the touchdown scorer on the last drive. 25 yards out from pay dirt. Second down, 2 yards to go. Speed option, but Stegman quickly makes the decision to keep it, and it's a half decent one. Jordan Appy with a touchdown saving tackle, though. Stegman down inside the 10. And what do you see there? Pritchard.
That D end, just going for that Darius there. I mean, you've got to take him initially. He's an absolute weapon as well, but there's two absolute weapons in saying that in the backfield for them, with Stegman and Darius Holiday. So, you know, it's a bit of a who do you take in that situation?
I think it might have been Andrew or the centre getting up, and we'll get back to that in a second. Stopping and stuttering as Holiday Miller now trying to back his way forward. Ball comes out very late in the play. It eventually is in the arms of Holiday Miller. No fumble, or at least no change of possession. They're inside the 5 now.
I think just from the start, it looks like the line from the Ravens is really dominant over the Stingrays right now, but, you know, it's early days.
So we're going to early days. It will be early days. To be down at 2 scores here for the Stingrays. The Ravens already knocking on the door following David Nash intercept. 3 yards away, second down and goal. Spread formation, Holiday Miller in the backfield, running a wheel, forced it for the corner though, and only uses one hand and can't reel it in. Incomplete.
That's unfortunate. It was a great ball from Stiggers.
And Fawcett trying to get a bit fancy there. Oh, he did try to bring the second hand. I gotta give him too much stick there. Third and goal from the 3.
So close.
Trips formation now with Warwick Russell against Appy on the backside. And they'll run speed option again to that side. Stegman reaches out, but he's still inches short. This will bring a 4th and goal situation up. This Ravens are signaling. They're wondering if they're going to go for 3 here. Brewer is actually getting the call. Holiday Miller is the head coach, so really he could make the decision if he wanted to, and it looks like they will send on the field goal unit to add 3. I'm kind of surprised, you know what I mean? It's a good stop there from the Stingrays, but the way they've been moving the ball,
100%. I'm surprised they didn't go for it there.
Keep in mind the Ravens ran and designed a fake field goal from this distance against the Rhinos late in the season. Won't be the case, and this is wide right.
Oh, I would have loved to see them go for it then there. You know, that is unfortunate, but...
Score remains 7-0. And the Stingrays offense will take over with their own goal line right behind them. So I guess for the Ravens, I don't know if that was just a display of confidence to their defensive side of the football there, but
Yeah, I'm not sure on that. Like I said, I would have preferred them to go for that 1 yard out, but they have reliable kickers. It was unfortunate that they didn't go through, but their defense has been absolutely ferocious this year. And that's credit to Chris Clark, absolute weapon of a lockdown. But the Stingrays need to move this ball, I think, this drive.
so with their drive starting on their own 20 following the missed field goal. And that's the other thing. If you miss the field goal, they get the ball back on the 20. If they just try to dive it up the middle, I mean...
Yeah, exactly.
defending their goal
there's
line.
opportunity for the safety there, or that high pressure plays, but
It's my job to speculate and criticise. Second down and 9. Malloy with Gardner. Paladin in motion, and they'll run Gardner to the motion side, and he's got that devastating stiff arm. Use it on that occasion, and this will set up third down.
good way to get the outside on the edge there, get those extra couple of yards. But yeah,
And this might be a good vision of the Gardner. You saw that? That's Brad Ebden with the tackle. Mentioned this in the women's game with a couple of Sunshine Coast locals. Brad Ebden probably grateful not to be taking a 1 hour drive to play football today. Was here in less than 15 minutes, I bet. Third down. Failed on third down last time.
Oh.
They keep it on the ground. It is a very late decision from Malloy to keep that. And it's not enough for a first. Fourth down now, and the Stingrays might have to send Perkins out to punt this away. Or is it Napier handling the punting duties? Oh no, sorry, Tommy Torzok is back. I thought he was away for their round 13 game, and I thought he might have been still away from work. If they do choose to punt it here on fourth yet, which looks like that'll be the case, Torzok and his right boot is ready.
Be intrigued to see where this punt goes, whether they go for the kick it out here with these returners, but wait and see.
Left foot, and he gets it out of bounds safely, and you're right, two dangerous returners are back there, and Chris Clark and Warwick Russell. Chris Clark actually had a punt return to touchdown against him, but it was called back. And Warwick Russell also has a kick return touchdown to his name this year.
Both extremely good athletes, extremely good.
Punt's a solid one, gets them inside the 30. The Ravens will set up shop on their own 28. Missed field goal last possession. On first down, again, Holiday Miller in that motion. They will throw it on this time. Out there to meet him, though, is the outside linebacker in Lewis Carroll, who's also back from injury, had a shoulder injury that had been questionable the last couple of weeks. Good enough to make it out to the flat and tackle Holiday Miller there.
Yeah, it's a great read there.
Second down. And what looks to be 15. Four wide receivers spread evenly. And with time, Stegman surveys and now will take off with it. Not afraid to run it today, Jared Stegman. Meets a couple of Stingrays there, eventually taking him down is linebacker Daniel Coyle. Third down and short now. Looking at 2 yards, maybe a couple of inches on top of that. Third and short. What does the scouting report say here for the Ravens, mate?
Oh, on my own experience, I'd expect them to do a short little bubble here. So close.
And they try to time the
hey,
blitz. A free play here for the Ravens. I think, no, they'll call this play dead.
They'll take that though.
Yes, they will. That will be an automatic first. But a good awareness. This Raven offense certainly knows how to take advantage of those free plays when afforded to them.
They have a great offense, with Steggers throwing the ball up, those free plays. You've got to stay on your toes, especially as a DB.
Pretty solid for the call.
Offsides on the defence, number 59. There'll be 5-yard penalty, resulting in a first down.
And that was Carroll, after making a good tackle on Holiday Miller. Gets called offside, but that being said, there was a host of offside Stingrays there. He'll have to be the one who wears it. That penalty gets them up to the Bayside 41. First down and 10. Trips to the left, they give an inside zone to Holiday Miller. Tonga Kilo takes him down. First time I've called his name today. But it's still an 8-yard gain there for Darius Holiday Miller on first down.
I think they need to start figuring out ways to somewhat shutting him down. All of his runs so far are looking on that 5+ yard gains. He's looking dangerous early on.
And on second down, well, when the running game has looked strong so far, what's usually on the play sheet? A bit of play action. Won't be the call though they did use Holiday Miller as a fake. Immediately getting met in the backfield though was Stegman. I think that might have been Tonga Kilo again affecting the play. And an injury timeout here. I think it might be on the Stingrays sideline. Someone's down over there on Camp Stingray. The medical staff going over there to assist. Got a officials timeout for the injury on the Stingray sideline. And now we're ready to roll. Ravens here on their third possession. And we'll wait. It looks like we might have a false start.
Prior to the snap, false start, 68 on the offense, the 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
And that's Jonathan Van Druin.
This is a big third down for the Stingrays here, bit of a momentum swing if they can get this.
Forward down lineman for the Stingrays, also showing blitz. Suarez off the edge, but he pulls back. Warwick Russell has the catch and the fumble, though. Does he recover it? A lot of drama on that last play. Was that a catch? Was that incomplete? I think I'm seeing the signal for a catch and fumble.
What a play on third down. What a series of events. It's a great shot from Perkins.
Well, I think everyone jumped out of the seat. That Appy lost his footing there. If Warwick Russell got that ball a fraction of a second earlier,
yeah, that was dangerous.
He could have been gone. He ends up actually losing the ball, though. Someone forces a fumble, but he doesn't have to recover it. Now the question is whether it's a first down or not. Chains haven't moved. Officials having a discussion of everything that went down. There was a lot to cover. The biggest question is, I suppose, I think they have confirmed it was a catch and fumble, but I think they're talking about the spot of the ball now.
The result of the play is a first down.
And there we have it.
There you go.
First down at a play there. Fresh set of downs for the Bayside Ravens with a 7-point lead. Ball in the Stingrays 39. On first down, it's a bunch of chicory. Evans behind the line of scrimmage. And sorry, by Evans I mean Edwards. And flags are down as well. How about that? A motion, a fake, and a throwback to the motion player.
Yeah, had a bit of everything there. You can see Jamal Sinapati, I believe it was number 13?
Yep,
Yeah, Jamal Sinapati, who was playing about 10 yards off. They kind of just opened up the gap a little bit. If he could get outside a little bit more, that would be nice, but that's number 3 there. I don't know. Dylan Nation. Yep, that's great coverage there. Great read coming down to that flat.
During the play, holding
Play up.
number 7 on the offence. It'll be 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
Nigel Fawcett called for a hold there. Lagerstrom on the tackle, as you mentioned. Leading tackler for this defence in 2019. First down and 20 now following the holding on first down. Holiday Miller will be given the carry and he gets 2 at the most. Still looking at second and long.
It's better from the Stingrays D-line there, I think. Just being able to block him down a little bit and reduce his effectiveness a little bit right now, so good on for that.
On second and long, a bit of pick up of 1.5 on the last carry. Still looking at close to second and 20. Spread formation, force it in on the left. And play action here, and Stegman throws long for the first time this afternoon, looking for his deep threat, and Bessie over the sideline. It flies though, incomplete. Now we've got third and long. Jamal Sinapati, I think they're trying to match big body with big body down there.
That's a scary duo there, Stegman to Bessie. Especially Bessie when he's running those 9 routes.
That's the end of the first quarter.
And our clock just a little out there. But that is the end of 1. And at the end of our first quarter, we have 7 points to 0 in favour of the Bayside Ravens. And let's take a quick look at the day that has been. This morning, the Thunder, they defended their first seed with a resounding 62-0 victory over the Raptors. And at noon, in a very, very tight defensive battle, it was just one long play for the Ravens that gave them the 6 points they needed to advance past the Gold Coast Stingrays. For 3 years straight, we will see the Ravens and Thunder clash for the women's divisional Sunbolt title. Back now at the end of the quarter. Ravens ready to attempt this third down conversion. It's a long one. Very few plays in the playbook for this. Deep drop from Stegman. Looks over the middle of the field for Bessie. And incomplete twice. Now Bessie's been target. Hadn't been able to bring in his first target so far.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there, just the pass a little bit behind him. But he was in a lot of open space and that just in between the zone there. Unfortunate not to connect on that.
Personnel changes now as the Ravens come out in their punting package. David Nash, I think, back to punt. Good snap. He aims it for the sideline. Keep in mind...
Oh.
Is that live? Yes, it is. Quimby prevents it from rolling any further backwards. If that didn't tell you how strong this wind is.
That was a good shot there, yep.
Now, admittedly, he was aiming for the sideline, but that held in the wind.
It definitely went forwards a fair while and then definitely just sat there and came back a good 5-7 yards.
So, I think Stingray's punter there, and the experienced Tozok, obviously he's punted at the collegiate level. He might have the right idea there. He kept it as low as he could, spiraling through the wind. And still managed to push out a field position, a changing kick for his defense. In any case, here comes the Stingrays offense with James Taylor taking his first rush for the afternoon. Big James Taylor, the hook to the straight right, that is Jonah Gardner.
Demanding run there.
long time servant for the Gold Coast Stingrays now. Was part of their last title defence. Second down, and on second down they go to Zach Carroll on the outside, and a beautifully designed play earns them what I want to say is a first down. Yes sir, it is. There's Zach Carroll out of Alabama. Research suggests Manbrook High School, where he played his high school football, collegiate lacrosse player. Here goes James Taylor. Solid pickup on first down. This Stingrays offense starting to find its rhythm.
Yeah, 100%. This is what they needed, I think. Get the ball moving a little bit against this Ravens defense, so they're looking good right now.
2nd and 5. Here in the second quarter, Malloy fakes it to Taylor. Taylor cops a shot from Brewer. Malloy only picks up an extra yard or two.
They seem to be in a little bit of a hurry up somewhat, Damo, on the past couple plays, sorry. I'll slow down just a little bit here.
It's the defensive front for the Ravens. Haven't talked about it yet, but it's back to full strength. 3rd down and 3. Back to Carroll. They go on the flap, but it's straight off his hands. He looks at his hands in despair and can't believe it. 4th down, sends his apologies back to Damien Malloy, who has no time for that, has every interest in going for it here in Raven territory. They'll need 3.5.
This will be a big confidence boost for the Stingrays if they can make this, I think.
But as far as the negative goes, I mean, is how much frustration melts if they can't
convert that is true.
Ravens don't look like they're blitzing. Brewer might change his mind. They only send the 4. It's a completion made on the left-hand sideline to Kugler, who gets past Nash, is still fighting for yardage.
Great play.
Gets it down to the 16. Nice, a quick throw out of the pocket from Malloy.
Clever football there, just getting what you need. And those yards after the catch, look at him go. It's a big boy.
And we'll have a 1st and 10 now. From the 16. Napier yet to get his first catch. Won't get it on this play. It's a hard run from Taylor.
Oh.
And I can't tell you how many times I've seen Taylor make a run like that and get stopped just short of the goal line.
That is so true. You love to see those runs from the big guy.
Bowling over Tristan Ellis, spinning out of the defensive backs there. 1st and goal now. Ball's on the 5. They give it back to Taylor. He spins out, tries to spin out of the effort from Ebden. Picks up a yard. No change in personnel. I thought Gardner might come in now to spell him. Taylor's still the back. Paludan in the right slot. And Malloy will keep this, and this is something that he does very well and is very hard to stop. Malloy in for the first Stingray touchdown this afternoon.
That's it. That's the Damo special right there.
Do what you know best. And that little lead out to Damien Malloy. It's a good one.
It's good blocking there. Good way to seal the edges.
Looking to add the PAT is Tozok. Kick is up and kick is good, ladies and gentlemen. We're back to level scores 7-7 with just north of 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Seven. What's going through the psyche now of the play here? Tied the ball. The Ravens had the ascendancy early in that first quarter.
Yeah, definitely.
Started. They went to a missed field goal when they were stopped at the 1, followed up with a punt.
I think that missed field goal, low-key just kind of changed their confidence levels a little bit. And I think it really sparked the Stingrays to just put that little bit extra in. And, you can see it now, it's 7-all. Everyone's out there to ball out now. Damo's ready to go. There's new life in the Stingrays a little bit now in this first half.
I'm keeping a very close eye on the returners here. Obviously, we know how the Ravens
Yep.
like to return. I feel as though, at least of the returns I've seen this year, it's at a 50% hit rate at best.
Yeah, they have their unique way of doing it. But when it happens, it is very dangerous. So, interested to see what happens here.
Either be a touchdown or a fumble. Terzok keeps
Great
us
kick.
high and too high for a return, so no dramas on that. The Ravens will take over from their own 20.
That's the way to stop it, just kick it deep. Don't have to worry about any trickery.
Especially for the kickers kicking left to right.
Yeah.
Proceeds into the third game of the day. Those who might be NFL fans and wondering why they're starting at the 20, not the 25, that rule that pretty much discourages returns. Only applicable at the NFL level. Holiday Miller on first down. Eventually tackled by his opposite number, Lagerstrom. But again, on first down, the Ravens are doing a good job on first down to keep ahead of the chains.
Yep. Those runs are really getting through them and really pushing the Stingrays back. It's they need to start shutting him down a little bit early if they can.
2nd and 2. And last time in a 2nd and short situation, they faked a Holiday Miller and Stegman kept it himself. Quick pass to this time on 2nd and short. And Liam Edwards demolishes his
That was a great
would-be
block.
defender. Pass completed to Warwick Russell. Jordan Appy on the backside of a big block from Edwards. First down and 10. Trips left. Holiday Miller in the backfield. We'll go to the pass again. Bessie underneath on the screen. If you'll even call it a screen, he could just be in the flat there, but regardless,
There's
another solid gain on first down.
Yeah, 100%. They're doing a lot of work in those screenplays right now. They're really working for them. But I need to see if the Stingrays kind of adapt and change their defense up to that. But then Steggers, I guess, can throw it deep. So it's the chess game.
Well, with Setapati moving to corner, Kugler sits back at what you describe as free safety. Holiday Miller gets knocked back like me on a rough night on Friday night from the bouncer. Go have a slice of pizza and try again later. That puts them in a position. The first time they've been behind the sticks here, 3rd down and long.
Yeah, again, there's another big 3rd down, I think. They're coming into this half time. Still plenty of time, but big series for the Stingrays here.
Penalties led to their last 3rd down and long situation. That was double sticks. This is 3rd and 8. Bessie looking
Oh, great
to
play.
make the completion, and that was right in front of us here in the commentary booth. Just enough for the first down. Well designed, well executed.
Yep. That was timed perfectly between those two, you just said.
That is going to be a fun matchup today. Sinapati and Bessie. 2 former teammates and 2 very physical players. Ravens on their own 44, given our 90-yard fields here in Gridiron, Queensland. Holiday Miller on first down, continues to do a good job.
Another great run there by Darius. Seems the Ravens line is really pushing downfield real well.
Lost track of the downs there, 3rd down now.
Oh,
Or have they lost track?
nope.
They've lost track. My therapist tells me I should have more confidence. 5 yards is the task. Once again, trips to the open side. Bessie has a one-on-one matchup though. And they'll use play action and get this to Fawcett. A nice quick pass and Fawcett breaks out of the first tackle. Appy has 2 cracks at him and gets him the second time. It is a first down play though. Ravens in rhythm.
Showed great strength here to stay up and get those extra yards after the catch. Is it a simple out route, is it, or?
I would stop.
Takes the shot there.
First down and 10. Ball's on the Stingrays 34. Back to the spread. Play action. Bessie wants to go deep. And by Bessie, I mean Stegman. And he gets his target in Edwards. And Edwards gets it down to the 11.
I think there was a wheel route there, I believe.
Whatever it was, I saw Edwards down the right-hand sideline. First down, and still a 10 from the 11. They can earn a fresh set without actually scoring. Not first and goal. Here goes Holiday Miller. He's given the sideline. Now he goes back the other way. Breaks another tackle. This is very Barry Sanders like. Hurdles over the last defender, but is upended and stopped inches out. Multiple flags down though.
How good was that?
And let's see, that was messy. No issues with that block, but I do see a defender sliding on his face there. Potential block in the back territory.
Great shot.
Might have been Reese Perkins there. Getting low in submarining. You're having a nice long conversation about this one.
It looked a bit like a old Madden style game there, going back and forth. Old Darius.
You just step your game up if you're doing that in Madden. And it looks like the Stingrays are getting the option here, so this looks like it will be against the Bayside boys. Official call coming from Pete Solich.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal block in the back on the offense. Number 7. Holding, number 81 on the offense. The illegal block in the back will be accepted. It will be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat the down.
So we have it, 2 fouls on the play, both on Bayside. Of course, the Stingrays opting to take the larger of the 2. Force it with a block in the back. Also, Warwick Russell charged with a hold. So after starting on the 11, they moved all the way back to the 27. Oh, hang on. We could be getting a challenge here. The game's being held up here. The instant replay officials might be jimming in.
We are reviewing the play for where the ball should be spotted.
And it looks like the instant replay booth are going to take a look at where the ball should be officially spotted. And keep in mind it's a spot foul, so this game is Andrew Cavalier and Gary in the booth to assess all relevant challenges and interventions. Seven our score with 4 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the first half.
Seems they've got it organised now.
The Ravens
After review of the
end
play, the enforcement spot is from the previous spot. It will be a repeat of the down from the 21-yard line.
So they're going to enforce it from the previous spot, and the Ravens will be cheering. That saves them almost 10 yards. Stegman on first down. First and double sticks. Go for the end zone immediately. Not deterred by the penalty. They immediately go back to the end zone. And Bessie gets inside Sitter Party for his 13th touchdown for 2019.
What a way to strike back after that that flag call.
And it's a funny thing, momentum. I've seen so many times now these long breaks and plays that big plays just seem to generate out of them, and you've got to be the team brave enough to try and either dial it up,
to risk it afterwards.
And Bessie is up to convert his own touchdown. It is up and good. 14-7 now with 15 seconds, 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the first half. But there was so much confidence about the Ravens there. Immediately just went back to the call.
Straight away, straight after, they had the shot and paid off, you know. Again, back to that duo of Bessie and Stegman. Dangerous. But no, like you said, didn't deter them at all in that flag.
It's a touchdown. Number 27, at least through the air for Stegman this year.
He's been having a great year, Stegman.
$14-7. And we'll take one more look as Bessie lines up the kickoff. And no doubt at the start of the round, Bessie would have given Sinapati some sort of outside move or whatever, turning him back inside. And Perkins picks us up on the hop. And Braden Quinn is on his back, but Perkins continues to rock and maul. And now the rest of the squad gets involved, and this play eventually gets past our 40. We'll see where the officials mark it over.
It's a great return for what he was given.
And my phone is now blowing up. I'm getting a lot of messages of people sending me, I think, bomb reports. Yes, indeed. Coach Hollywood sending a severe thunder warning.
Oh no, here we go.
And we'll get back to the live game. We'll break down all the abandonment rules if it comes to. On top of that, Coach Andy Miller has also given me the heads up. There's a lot of lightning at Corbould Park, which isn't too far away either.
Not good news. You never like to see that in these semi-final games, or any game for that matter.
Well, for the just to remind everyone, the most simplest interpretation of the rule is that if this game is called before the half, the higher seeded team will progress, and that is the Bayside Ravens in this instance. In the meantime, though, Malloy gets close to a first down. They got 3rd and 1. Looking for a conversion here on 3rd down.
3 minutes left in the half. They really need this here. Confidence boost as well to get down the field.
And they set up multiple screens, and they set one up to Taylor. Taylor does a good job converting that 3rd down conversion. The double screen we're seeing more and more in today's game.
Yeah, with a lot of the DBs playing, 10 yards off. A lot of teams taking that on defense. The screens are somewhat open, the tunnel screens and the bubble screens. Those extra blockers downfield, you can get those 5 yards easy.
And I think
It's having an official's timeout to check on lightning and the weather.
We've got something here.
Speak of the devil, the officials getting updated on the lightning situation. Keep in mind, if the officials see lightning, that's right, and all of a sudden it's starting to make sense now, the tempo of this Stingrays offense.
Now they need to, hurry it up.
They want to get to the half, ideally with the lead. Malloy keeps it himself, spins and picks up 3 yards. Just to continue on with the how the rules will be applied. If we get to halftime, that is considered a game. So therefore, whoever is at the lead at the half will be judged the winner. However, again, if the scores are tied at halftime, it will go back to the highest seeded team.
Officials timeout, 2-minute warning, 2 minutes remaining in the half.
2-minute warning here. So for the Stingrays here, if they score, no doubt in my mind they'll be going for the 2 point.
I believe so as well. Knowing Damo, he'll want to be in that front runner position.
Quick throw here out to Paladin for his first catch of the day. Flag's already down. Tristan Ellis eventually finishing it. Paladin gets up inside the 30, multiple flags down.
Seems to be a holding potentially, I think, on the receiver.
Let's take a look at it again, see if we can spot justification with these flags. Possible hold there. I don't think it was all that bad, and a possible block in the back there from Carroll.
Malloy doesn't look too happy with it.
(14-7) right now. Decision being made of multiple flags being thrown. Malloy remonstrating, clearly not happy with the result. And a flag has come off as well, just to add to it. Malloy's heading to the sideline. He might actually in fact have to, just because his helmet did come off.
Oh, true. Of course. Yep.
Don't know if they would enforce the ruling on something like that.
Not sure if that was an accident or if he just forgot just then.
Now he's coming back with a cooler head, but this might just be compounding on the original decision. Don't know if that was a sarcastic pat there from Pete Brewer. Two captains meeting in the middle of the field.
Not sure what the decision is here.
Well, the longer they chat, the closer we allow that lightning to intervene before halftime.
Yep, very true. Surprised Malloy isn't trying to get this over and done with.
There are multiple fouls on the play.
He's got the notepad out.
Offside, defense. Illegal block in the back. On the Stingrays, number 15. Those penalties offset. We also have a dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 6 on the Stingrays. That's his first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It'll be a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. We will also be delaying the game due to lightning.
This is a recipe for tempers to flare. So we will be taking a break in play. We can't see it from our spot, but lightning has been spotted by the officials, and of course due to the nature of equipment, and just getting word now that both heavy rain and lightning is coming in from behind our broadcast spot here at Sunshine Coast Stadium. So
there's a correction on the fouls. It'll be 15 yards from the previous spot.
Just getting correction on the foul there. So we're going to take a break during this delay here. So whether delay will delay this game, we'll update you with any decisions further and how this could possibly affect the game. Right now, 1 minute and 53 seconds remaining in the first half. The Ravens lead 14-7 over the Gold Coast Stingrays. We'll be back once we get an update.
For now. Yeah, right.
All right, and welcome back. We are finally past all the storms and lightning. We are ready to resume play. The sun has even come back out for us to finish off this battle between 2 and 3 here in the men's division. Now, to update you on the situation at hand, we have gotten back in time for there to be a full game to be resumed here. We won't be shortening quarters. So the situation that will happen, we had 153 remaining in the first half when we ceased play. That will be played out to halftime. We will be cutting halftime for formality's sake. We will have a very, very short halftime. We're talking 60 seconds, 180 seconds, just to get the coin toss option happening, and then we'll be resuming straight into the third quarter where we'll be playing full 12-minute quarters. So no football will have been lost, just losing halftime here. Both teams are back out, both teams are well rested, and we're ready to resume this men's divisional playoff. Kenny Andres, Christian Arnold.
Ready to get this second half underway.
We're back, a very patient crowd and a very eager crowd, ready to get back into it. We've still got a second down and long. There's several penalties assessed before play finished. Malloy wants to make up time and had Napier open for a fraction, but a desperate swat there from Quimby and knocks it down and makes this third and long.
Yeah, that's a great defensive effort there. Especially Damo coming out for that long pass straight after this break, seeing if they could catch the Ravens sleeping.
Well, didn't we talk about as well before that break there, the way the Ravens came out away, that long penalty stop, went immediately to the end zone, got the touchdown to Mitchell Bessie.
Yep, 100%. They didn't catch them sleeping there though.
For those tuning in, 14-7 is our score. 2 touchdowns to the Ravens, one to Holiday Miller on the ground, the other one a Mitchell Bessie touchdown. Malloy dancing around and finding an open
That's great movement from Malloy.
receiver there. That is number 15, Zach Carroll again. Came alive in the second half of the game against the Rhinos over at Logan City.
That's a great way to step into the pocket there. Great awareness from Damo. Way to get those just a couple of yards that he needed.
It's not a fresh set. That makes that first fourth down a little more reasonable. 4th and 5. Paludan and Napier, the young receiving duo, out to the right, the open side of the field. Damo looks left though, pulls it back, has to be taken. No, he breaks out of the tackle, but now the reinforcements come in and 3/4 of that Bayside Ravens defensive line shut down this play and shut down that drive. This will be a turnover on downs.
That's a great rush from the D-line there. You know, really collapsing that pocket. Damo, unfortunately, not able to get out of there, but it is what it is.
Neil Thompson, a veteran Jason Leon amongst there.
Great pressure.
And obviously Sheldon Takave. Chand was talking to defensive coordinator Pete Brewer, and obviously the linebacker in this team. He said they're getting back to being healthy at the right time of the season. In fact, he claims they're probably the healthiest team in the men's division. They've got no players going both ways, and most importantly, they feel their defensive line is back to 100% for the first time in 4 weeks.
Definitely saw it there. They're looking fit and fast.
Holiday Miller back from the break. Jump cut and stiff arming, and eventually Lagerstrom will take him to the ground. This will bring up 2nd down. Holiday Miller thought he might have had something there.
Yeah, Lagerstrom, he's been having a great day on defense
Timeout,
today so far.
Stingrays. It's the first time out of the
He's
half.
been everywhere making heaps of tackles. Great stat sheet so far.
Stingrays just taking a team time out there. And once Holiday Miller gets those lateral jump cuts going, it's always got potential. Lagerstrom, who's proved to be a very busy bee for this Stingrays defense, also proving he's the sure tackler. Stingrays taking the time out for no other reason, just to stop the clock here. 14-7. Barely a huddle at that time out either.
It'll be interesting to see what they're going for through here. If they go back to the spread formation again, or maybe a draw play to Miller at the middle again. They only need about 7 yards, it looks like.
And Second down now. So we're working on getting audio back to the stadium. Right now, our company is limited to you at home or wherever you are joining us this afternoon.
Hello, crowd.
Stingrays at Centre 4. Hello back to our crowd here at Sunshine Coast Stadium. We are back in live as this ball is thrown away almost into the arms of Reece Perkins. Flags back down at the 40 though.
I think Reece will be pretty disappointed he didn't get that, actually.
Yeah, Reece Perkins. Oh, now we're back with a little bit of feedback. 56 seconds remaining here in the first half. A shortened halftime upcoming. And by shortened, I mean really shortened. Don't blink, you'll miss it.
Holding on the offense, number 77. Will be 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay the down.
Sinapati called for holding there. That'll move him back into a double stick situation. Line of scrimmage is going to move all the way back to the Ravens 33. Trips formation there for the Ravens on second and long.
Interesting to see no press here. See what they do on this trips formation. Oh,
In blitz, Lagerstrom gets picked up. Atonga Kilo does not, but this play, he gets blown dead. A scrappy affair here. Both teams trying to regain their composure after that long break. Flags back down on the far side of the field at the 30.
Looks like Steger's made them jump, but I can't be totally sure on that one. See if they get pushed back.
Oh, they're marching it.
Offsides on the defense, number 3. Will be 5-yard penalty. Remain second down.
You called the preacher.
No.
Stegman did manage to get him. Third and long becomes third and not as long. Take the technical term for it. And in fact, it becomes second down.
Back out in that trips formation again. No press on that. We'll be surprised to see a screen, possibly.
Both these teams, heavy users of zone coverage. Perkins bails out. Stegman had a pocket. It collapses on him now. He squirts out to the right-hand side of the field, directing blockers now. And Hatchman, I think, runs him out of bounds.
That's the real threat of our Stegman right there. You know, once he gets out, he's got that dual threat, that running capability. No one's on him, he's gone.
You had to game plan against him twice this year. What is more of a concern, his running game or his ability to move the ball through the air?
Definitely our concern was his running game. We wanted to lock him down. Unfortunately, no, we weren't able to do so. You know, I'd rather him pass all day, but even so, he's got a great arm on him. That's why he's the Australian quarterback, and that's why he's so good.
Pick your poison. Bessie on the outside of that transformation out to the left. Holiday Miller. Flag down immediately. Flag is almost down on almost every play since we resumed.
See what happens here, I couldn't pick it.
Reece Perkins getting the option here, so
30 seconds.
Offsides on the defense, number 59. Be 5-yard penalty. Result plays a first down.
another offside penalty, this one against Lewis Carroll.
Okay.
And 28 seconds. It's time on our clock. Easy to forget that we are still in the dying seconds of the first half. Stegman with a deep drop, looks long but has to pull it back down to an underneath option, which is Warwick Russell. And the Sunshine Coast native is tackled out of bounds. Lagerstrom again, adding another tick to the tally.
That's a great work to get out of bounds there. It's controlling the time, stop that clock. You know, if they can get Bessie in the field to get another field goal attempt, and that's what they want. It's good knowledge from Bones there to get out of bounds as well.
Stopping the clock at 19 seconds, of course, inside the final 2 minutes of a half. Getting out of bounds whilst forward progression, just like that, will stop the clock.
Deja vu, well done again. Those timing routes are just perfect right now for Steggers and especially going on to Russell there. Perfect.
Well, they might not be necessarily going for the touchdown here, of course. If the opposition opens itself, they might just be trying to set themselves up.
I wouldn't be surprised though just here if you just see Bessie possibly go for a 9 on a deep route just to shake it off a little bit, but not sure quite what his range is on at a field goal kicking though as well. So
we've seen how easily he can knock it back.
Very true.
The touchback there. So I would say if they get it to the 10, it's certainly a chance. Of course, they're out of timeouts though, so they'll need to continue getting out of bounds. Russell thought he had a step there on Appy. The pass sails incomplete. 9 seconds remaining.
Good coverage on the DB there, you know, unfortunate ball from Steggers, but I thought they'd have that shot at the end zone, and then that's what they do here on second down.
Second and 10, less than 10 remaining.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, in fact,
Timeout, Ravens. First time out of the half.
thought the Ravens were out of timeouts there, but I think wanted to keep count. 7:14 with 9 seconds remaining. The Ravens now, what are they thinking? End zone here?
I think they've got enough time to have one shot at it. If they can't get it, or if it's tackle in bounds, you know, like you say, they have no more timeouts, is that correct? Then, geez, I guess you got to get down there and spike the ball, but one shot, and if it doesn't work, put on the special teams unit, I guess.
The screen suggests no timeouts. I think that might have been their third and final. I'll have to get confirmation on that. Ball currently situated on the Stingrays 26.
Like you said, Bessie does have a monster boot, but I wonder if that previous field goal attempt is kind of just running through his head a little bit. Hopefully not. But I wouldn't be surprised if they take a shot here.
9 seconds. We'll go back to their old reliable trips formation. Force it in between the two receivers there. Bessie on the outside. Stegman drops back, protection's good. And then I think Stegman wisely just threw that out of bounds, saving them one more play.
Looked like decent coverage. He was checking off his receivers, and it just looked like the dump-off pass.
Timeout, Ravens.
Really
Second
good reaction
timeout.
All right, well, at least we got the second time out there.
There you go.
They had all three, it turns out. Used to see
Bad call on my end.
So that's only their second at the level. One more here. Be it assuming our clock is correct at 4 seconds. Not a whole lot you can do in 4 seconds and stop.
Be intrigued to see what they do here. I think Stegman will stay on. The offense will stay on for one more shot. But I'd love to see Bessie take a long shot.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the field goal unit's out there. They're going to go for it here. 26 yards out. Chance to extend their lead before our shortened half done. 14-7.
Big deep off coverage here.
All the defensive backs are backed off to the end zone. They go for Bessie and send up parties on the coverage.
That's great work. Great coverage.
Incomplete. And I am seeing the signal there from Pete Solich suggesting that will take us to the half. We'll wait for the formal call though. And both teams are heading to their sideline. That is halftime. Halftime. Not your traditional
That is half time.
here.
We will be taking a 1 minute break and resuming the game.
As you heard for yourselves,
Quickest halftime ever.
quite literally the quickest halftime ever. Pretty much they're going to get one of the captains from each team just to talk about the halftime decision. Of course, the Stingrays, I believe, won and deferred. I imagine they will be taking the ball here for the second half. Both the number 4s out. Reese Perkins for the Stingrays. Peter Brewer for the Ravens.
This is a good opportunity now for the Stingrays to come back and make something out of this drive. Being 7 points down, this is a big half for them.
Well, the important thing is all the weird stuff's over now. We just treat this like it's the second half. 14-7, your halftime score. Back deeper to return, and Perkins and Appy. Well, the tents are gone now due to the weather there, so I can't actually judge where the wind is, but based on the plants on the other side of the field, it's evident, but certainly doesn't seem as strong as it was hours ago. Bessie still managed to get a lot behind it though, and still finds the back of the end zone, and the offense will jog on to set up shop at the 20.
Another great touchback again. This is a time I think now the Stingrays need to start moving and get something to get a little bit of confidence behind them. Get this O-line moving down the field, and let's see how we go. Get Jonah Gardner just moving.
And also number 82 for the Stingrays, a wide receiver, and Colin Kugler was nicked up a little bit in the first quarter, back out and ready to contribute. Change of balls. I don't know if they were changing the kicking ball or just trying to get a dry ball out there.
Yeah, I think it was a dry ball in that one.
Bunch of fresh balls here for the GQ playoffs.
I'm interested to see if that rain makes any difference to the passing, but I don't think so far. I think it's been alright.
The rain is gone. The field will still be damp. Malloy hands off to Gardner.
Oh,
And Gardner is taken down by the ankles real quick.
great way to plug the holes there.
Boer amongst the bottom of that tackle. Thompson and Chand over the top.
That was a great run stop. They really collapsed that really well.
Again, 2 yards though on that carry. 2nd and 8 upcoming. Spread formation. Carroll, the leading receiver today, will add another reception. Gets it past the line of scrimmage by a yard or so. Another minimal gain there on 2nd down. Going to be looking at 3rd and long.
I feel like the DBs for the Ravens are kind of showing that they're going to be in press coverage, and then the last second just backing off. Trying to give Damo that second look. But no, good read.
That was Quimby playing downhill. 2nd and 6. Malloy fakes the screen and then looks for Kugler.
Ooh.
Did he get a foot in bounds? Sideline official says no.
Unlucky.
It was close, but I think the right call was made.
Yeah, definitely. It was unlucky to get his little Tony toe tap in there. Unfortunate, but you know, great catch in the end. Just wish it was in bounds.
Great throw there from Malloy. Literally positioning it only where his receiver could get it. Unfortunately, Kugler stands about 5'11", almost 6'5".
We'll see if this kick goes a little bit better than the first half. With his wind, no less wind, but see how we go.
Tolzok, he spirals it, doesn't put a lot of weight behind it though. Makes it unreturnable. Paludan will be ready to down that at the Ravens 34.
Good job by the gunner there to get down the field just to make sure nothing could really happen. I think Chris Clark was kind of looking there to maybe be able to just pick it up and have a quick run, but no, good job to just silence that.
So, did have a chat to Connor Brewster and Reese Perkins during that little extended break, and it turns out those two are the official head coaches, the co-head coaches today. They're the ones on the sheet. Of course, it's being spiritually led by a number of people, but they're the ones with the names on the sheet.
There's a lot of experience there, especially with Perkins, you know.
And Perkins, speaking of the man, he just missed a tackle there, so did Appy.
He won't be happy with himself there.
Eventually, Coyle and Tonga Kilo take down Holiday Miller from behind, but not before he picks up a good 16 or so yards, and I think Lagerstrom was down.
Looks like Perkins as well has maybe done something to his shoulder. He's holding that right arm of his after that attempted tackle. Hopefully all is good.
Perkins also mentioned, we had the officials in the booth when Perkins came in for a chat, and he goes, if you guys cancel this, we're just going to play this next week. We'll find a car park somewhere, we'll set up some lights. And so it's not going to count, but they're going to play it.
I wouldn't expect any less from him.
First down and 10. But Lagerstrom is still down for the Stingrays receiving attention.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. He's been an absolute weapon for them today. He's been all over the pitch, making tackles left, right and centre. Fingers crossed he's all good.
Just a couple of the inactives for today. Experienced receiver Rico Hataya out today with a hamstring injury. Lagerstrom looks like he might be joining that list. Newton's also out, couldn't make his return for the playoffs. He's out with an hamstring twinge as well. And also Scott Bice continues to stay on that list as well. So quite a few players, particularly of that defensive front, absent for the Stingrays here in the playoffs.
Have to keep an eye on Perkins possibly here. He got a little bit banged up after that last one, so we'll see how he goes on from now, but he's definitely hiding it pretty well.
Stingrays playing with a single high safety. 2 nickels in. Bessie makes his catch, trying to wrestle his way for a first down. Sinapati will take him down half a yard short.
It's the old bread and butter there. Just a quick curl for Bessie. Easy, simple timing route. Stegman drills it in. Beautiful.
Jamal Sinapati.
I'd like to see the on that. I'd like to see the Stingrays play a little bit more press here. I think Sinapati can go toe to toe with Bessie. But it'll be just the problem of the release, I believe. But
yeah, they're trusting him on off coverage at the moment. And this will be a draw to Holiday Miller. He's shot his way down the left-hand sideline. No flags on the play. The Ravens, they've added their 3rd touchdown on the day.
Just like that.
That's 2 for DHM.
Great cutback. Great blocks downfield. Force it. You'll have to see that.
They're lining up for a PAT here, but again, fantastic blocking. Holiday Miller makes no mistake finding that crease.
I think it's those holes out.
Looking to make amends for that missed field goal earlier. Successful on PAT so far. And this one continues that trend, 21-7 here.
There you go.
The Ravens' first drive in the 3rd quarter. And a flag after the play. But on whom?
Maybe a bit of chit chat.
Hasn't he guessed that this will be against the Stingrays? In this case, it will be assessed on the kickoff. It did happen after the result of the play. Seven-man crew here for the playoffs. Which means a lot more high balls.
Yeah, definitely.
Which often means a lot more flags.
A lot of the things you could usually get away with, can't do it now.
You would definitely be pulling any sort of
sneaky
behaviour.
Defensive back moves, anything of those.
Still the young lad I once knew. What senior football done to you, mate? Down to Pete Solch for the call.
During the kick, after the kick, we had a running into the kicker penalty on the Stingrays. Number 14, the 5-yard par penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
There it is, running into the kicker. Bessie copped a little bit of contact post-kick. That's obviously just the running into the kicker penalty, not the roughing. Can you explain to the folks at home the difference between the two?
Oh, it's unfortunate. On that point, though, I've always never really liked that kind of rule of the running into the kicker or anything, because half the time you can't really pull out of it. So, I feel kind of sorry for that guy. But, there is the running into when you, like it's in the description of just going into while blocking. and going into kicker. But then the roughing is when you continue and go past that with the tackling and the wrestling and whatnot. But
there's a few more other nitty-gritty details such as plant foot and kicking foot and whatnot. But we'll get to that if it ever comes to it.
I have the sad feelings as being an outside rusher on the field goal myself. Sometimes you can't pull out, so unfortunate, buddy.
Also, the funny thing is that if you block the kick, it's all irrelevant.
Exactly, so you just got to go for it sometimes.
Line drive here from Bessie, fielded by Perkins at the 10. So Perkins very patient, finds a little bit of space outside of the numbers on the right side of the field. Eventually finishes run around the Stingrays 30. I think they're going to give him the 31.
No, good patience there, waiting for the holes to develop, but in saying that, you're kind of waiting and you're losing time and going downfield, so would have liked to see him kind of put his shoulder down a little bit more and just pick a hole, but no, definitely a good return.
In fact, it looks like the Stingrays will start on their own 32. Lloyd's back and he's got Gardner with him. Very tight trip set out to the left, and they'll use that to get a screen going to Kugler. Kugler trying to beat Ellis to the outside. Chris Cock comes in to help, as does Ebden over the top. Flags down back at the Ravens 26 though.
Yeah, I'll see what that flag is for. Great block again from the DBs on the Ravens there. Coming down hard to make that read. Excuse me.
Illegal formation on the offense, 5 players in the backfield, be 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
And that is a penalty we saw a lot, and we talked about a bit in the last women's game, the 5 players in the backfield. Can only have 4 there, the rest need to be on the line of scrimmage there. Here goes Gardner. Gardner hemmed up pretty well today compared to occasions past against the Ravens.
There was the hole there, but it definitely got close straight away.
Gardner busted open a huge one against the Ravens at Kitchener Park, the home field of the Bayside Ravens, before the Kitchener Park.
Oh, yes, did see that. Great
chased
run.
Him down.
Yeah, that was a great run.
To his credit, he did end up finishing the run. Malloy with time is looking for Carroll. The ball doesn't dip in time, sails well out of bounds. 3rd and long.
You'll not have to watch those because they're definitely playing a cover 2. It looks like the Ravens on that D just there, and he's running that smash concept with the curl and the 7 over the top, and it's just he's looking for that read, but that safety's they're coming down on that 7 all day.
And when you say 7, obviously your teams do different.
Oh, so corner route if you want to. Excuse me, but yeah, he's definitely looking at that 2 receiver. He's eyeing him off
in the slot. Plenty of targets today. Malloy's looking that direction again, but he's under pressure and just gets rid of this ball into the direction of Carroll. In fact, it's a pretty good effort. He's helped up there from his would-be assailant in Thompson.
A little bit of rugby there. That was great.
I love the improv skills here.
Oh, there you go. That's look at that technique.
That would have been one of the passes. And Carafana wanted to bring that in. That was 3rd down, of course, and now we got a 4th and long. It looks like Terzok will send this back down to either Russell or Clark. Neither of them given an opportunity to return yet. They've either gone out of bounds or bounced awkwardly.
I think that's a very smart move, though. 100%. Definitely want to keep that out of bounds with these 2 athletes back here.
The joys you get of having a specialist punter. This one's end over end. He's been spiralling him all afternoon, but he clearly knows what he's doing. Inside 20 there. Terzok with a cheeky fist pump. Knows he did his job.
Surprised Chris Clark didn't take that just then. I thought he was definitely going to catch that and have a little go, but hey, great punt in the end. Great field position.
I think he might be messing with the returners here, Terzok. He's sort of mixing up his approaches. As I said, he was sparring the last couple, aiming for the sideline, mixing up his depths.
Yeah.
No way the returners are really finding a comfortable place to get set pre-snap.
I definitely got a boot on him. He saw it there.
Ravens start inside their own 20. First down. From the 18, Stegman keeps it.
Wow.
And Perkins, Tongakilo, and Lagerstrom, who's back from injury.
That's a great read from Perkins.
Perkins there at the inside linebacker position.
Yeah, a bit of a move out from his corner position a couple of years back, and then
Both
this outside linebacker.
of them back in week 2. Him and Malloy both talked to me about how they've had to move down to a linebacker just due to experience and the size of their team. They've much downsized there, so guys who used to be safeties are now linebackers, and guys who used to be corners are now safeties. Short throw here to Russell, and he's hit as soon as he catches it. Happy on the coverage.
Great ball there. Great timing route on that route. He was a 10-yarder now. On Bones. Timed beautifully.
Force it over to the left side. 2-by-2 formation. And a quick throw again out to Russell, and again Appy on the tackle, but that should be enough for a first. They had to get to the 28. Russell's tackle beyond the 30.
He's so good at that, Russell, when he just has those little out routes and those little curls, and you just don't really take notice of him too much. And he's just thief in the night, takes away that first down from you. It's just, it's heartbreaking sometimes being on the other end of it.
And especially with the 2-score lead, the Ravens will happily throw that
Yes,
for the rest of the afternoon.
All day. It looks like the Stingrays on that single high safety with Damo back there. I could be wrong, see how they line up now.
Malloy has opted to put himself in. Kugler resting this series. Ashman and Suarez in at the nickel positions. And Holiday Miller gets some hard yards up the middle. Gets it to the 35. It's a gain of 4.
Seemed on that play that Jamal Sinapati was off actually on the corner on Bessie, and they've got number 82, Kugler on that. So I don't know if he's off, if he's injured or if something's happened, but I was enjoying that matchup. That was a solid matchup.
I'm just looking at him on the sideline now. It looks like he's trying to move comfortably. You can see him trying to get a bit of a jog on. He might be injured there. Kugler will now match up with Bessie. Presses him at the line. Steg still wants to go that direction, and Bessie rewards him with his trust, and it looks like he might have been out of bounds.
Gosh, that would have been close. Would have been close.
I thought he brought that in. Far sideline, so the good press from Kugler at the line of scrimmage forces Bessie out.
It was great coverage, but
yeah, I think I saw them at best on the sideline as he made that catch. So for DBs, young DBs at home, I mean, I'm sure you know this as well. There's a good education there of press coverage.
That's it. If you're in that man coverage, you want to force that guy out to the sideline. Use that guy as your second defender. The sideline is the second defender. But that's great work there. Bessie looked like he had a little bit of a second burst of speed there, so I think he was quite fortunate. But great defense. You've got a receiver that big and that athletic.
Ravens timeout. It's your first of the half.
The Ravens there taking their first time out of half number 2. Wait a minute. I think we're actually getting a challenge hit.
The Ravens have asked for a challenge of the ruling of the play of the incomplete pass. That play will now be under review.
There we have it. We're going to spend a bit of extra time. Keep in mind, the two things we need to look out for here is when did Bessie have clear possession of the football, and when he did he have a foot in bounds?
It's very close. It's hard to tell from the replay, but
In real time, I thought it was a catch there, but
I agree with you.
when you slow it down, it's hard to make out where his feet begin.
It does look like his foot is on the line, but from that angle, it's just, you know.
Hazard a guess that Bessie's rocking at least size 12s.
Yeah. Maybe the shoes have done him dirty there.
Well, he's about
Very
6'5".
close, though.
There's surely at least a 13 there.
Yeah, oh, at least.
Just the probability alone.
And go back on what I was saying, you know, when you've got a receiver that large and that athletic, you need to use that sideline as your second defender. You need to hope that line backs it up.
You can see the communication between the officials there. I think we're about to see an incomplete pass be confirmed.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands, it was an incomplete pass. The Ravens will no longer have any more challenges and have been charged a team timeout.
Well, I think Peter Solich pretty much summed up everything, all the information there. The Ravens can no longer challenge players from their sideline and also cost them the timeout. Pretty much have to use the timeout to then ask for the challenge. So if you win that challenge, you get the timeout returned to you. If you don't, well, then obviously you expend that timeout.
I thought it was definitely a good challenge. It's unfortunate not to come up on the right end of that, but
what's important to note is that this doesn't mean that any players involved in the Ravens can't be reviewed, but now they will have to be coming from the instant replay booth. Third down. They'll need 6. Bessie looking for the middle, and Kugel has picked it off. And now a flag after the play is thrown in the direction of Stegman.
great coverage there. I think he was going for a deep route there, 9 route, but
Oh, hang on. We possibly... I thought I saw contact on Stegman after he threw it. This could be coming back. And now we're going to see a challenge flag come out from the Stingrays sideline. Of course,
here we go.
This penalty is...
Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And we joked about whether the sideline would actually have to use their flag. This penalty is 15 yards or more, which means the sideline can challenge it, and that they do. Only fouls of 15 yards or
The
more.
Stingrays are challenging the play, and the foul of the passing, the roughing the passer, that play will now be under review.
As reviewed, of course, the guys in the booth can only rely on the angles we've caught it on. That's probably going to be our best one there. And it's very hard to find any sort of clear evidence based on that. It'll be interesting to see how they rule. Connor Brewster got the responsibility of throwing the flag. Waiting for the official call. As it has to be clear evidence for it to be overturned. And I have to admit, they're still waiting for a call here, but I think it was last year at this. Hearing a call in there actually be interesting to see the ruling that's going to come out of this, actually, based on what I'm hearing in my ear. Billy Schultz about to drop some bad news.
After review of the play, the foul on the roughing the passer call stands. It'll be automatic first down, 15 yards.
So the interpretation I've been listening in on is because the roughing the passer is a judgment call, it doesn't make it reviewable.
I think they got a little bit unlucky on that one. It kind of looked like he was already going in for falling in, but like it is a judgment call. And
well, my query is as well is if it's not reviewable, do the Stingrays get their challenge back?
True.
And obviously their timeout that went with it. I'll see if someone can confirm that for me.
Yeah. That is an unfortunate call, but you know, probably the right one in the end of the day.
So the 15 yards that will be marched off. This will be an automatic first for the Ravens, who were on third down. Yeah. And of course through an intercept.
Yeah.
So a bit of a get out of jail free there for Jared Stegman.
See if the Stingrays D can bounce back.
Holiday Miller, hands off to the right, he's found some space, and Appy more or less gets blocked. The Holiday Miller running him out of bounds, and that's a 9-yard carry it looks like for DHM.
That's those first yard runs that he's just absolutely killing them on those. Yeah, the Stingrays really need to bounce back from that, you know, upsetting call on their behalf and just come back and get them stronger than ever on this little drive here.
Second and short. Whole playbook open here.
Spread again.
Quick jump here from the Stingrays. They just look to convert. It's Russell on the catch. And I think he might have had just enough for the first. Hit as soon as he caught it. First down being signalled for the Ravens.
The thief strikes again on that second down again.
On the second shot, it's interesting. Obviously, a lot of teams use it as an opportunity to take a shot because you can come back and convert on third and short. The Ravens have gone underneath so far, +1 run. On every second and short, they've
just been moving the chains, doing extremely well.
Another use more sort of play action. It's a bit of a read option. Flag thrown from the Ravens sideline. And another flag coming out late as well.
Looks like a mishap on the handoff there. Maybe bad timing with a low snap. So the call is here. Dabo doesn't look too happy.
Another little meeting of the brains trust here.
Like we said, you know, nothing's hidden now, so everything's picked up with all these officials, and it's good having this many officials in the games these times. You know, some of the regular season games, some things get missed, but this is good right now.
Over fourth quarter of your game, that's suggest otherwise.
Touche.
7:21. Flags down and still being assessed. Very stop-start right now. I'm going to have to start digging into my bag of anecdotes soon with the amount of stoppages. I haven't got that many. However, Christian Arnold, officially 10 years since you made your debut in this sport, all the way back at Coopero.
Oh, the good old days, hey? In the green and red for the Ravens, I believe,
back on the Bayside of Ravens. We're wearing green and red, of course. You weren't playing for the Bayside Ravens, technically speaking. You were playing for the Eastside Ravens.
Eastside Ravens.
The Ravens.
Great team, first year in Australian football, and that was great. To come out as well with the Sun Bowl. That
I believe you also were selected as captain in your rookie season as well.
Yeah. The miracle start, hey? First season, they couldn't do anything better.
Of course, you went on to win a Sun Bowl against the then known as Browns Plains Bears.
Yes, yep. Playing with a couple of those boys actually this year for the Bears, and that we beat. So that's always a good fun little bit of banter in between there. But like the Philip Carr and all those, and it's good to play with them again.
Who was your offensive captain that year? I can't seem to forget. Harry's really good looking though.
I don't know.
During the play, holding on the offense, number 68, it'll be a 10-yard penalty. After the play, we have a dead ball foul, a flagrant personal foul on number 77 on the Ravens. That player is disqualified. It'll be a 15-yard penalty added to the 10. It'll be a 25-yard penalty in total. Repeat the play.
Carlos Tank Senapati pinned with a personal flagrant foul. We'll see him ejected from this contest.
Wow, I didn't even pick up on that.
And it's also in the second half. We'll have to talk ramifications of the potential disqualification and how that may affect future games should the Ravens progress. But as of right now, the Ravens will be playing without Carlos Senapati, which is huge because he is their starting centre.
Yeah, that's massive. That is a massive dent. He doesn't look too happy coming off.
And we just saw it on the replay there. Don't know. Yeah, we're going to see it here. And I think it's a head slap at the end of the play. We see number 77 working on Coyle, and then here comes Senapati, and
he may have pushed that. Is that Lance there? May have pushed him down into the ground.
well, that is the call from the officials. He is disqualified from this contest. So now stepping at centre is, I believe, Van Blomsten. Has played centre before, but has been repping in more at guard and at tackle over recent seasons. And let's see how his first snap goes. In the wet, no less.
Ooh.
Is that a quick jump for the Ravens? Yes, it will. They'll call it. I'm surprised the Ravens didn't get the opportunity to play on there. But unabated to the quarterback is the call.
Done that a couple of times today so far, Stegman. I'm surprised the Stingrays aren't really on that.
Offsides on the defense, number 59. The 5-yard penalty remains first down.
That's Lewis Carroll, and if I'm not mistaken, I think that is not his first offside today.
That's the third one from the Stingrays today. And yeah, they've got to be on their toes, be watching that ball rather than the snap, but...
Well, the original line of scrimmage is at the Stingrays 28. The line of scrimmage now sits at the Ravens 40.
Is that right?
We're looking at something like 1st and 35 on. Maybe, probably an exaggeration. The 1st and 30, there's no detection.
Oh no, it's happening again.
It's another couple of penalties. Free play, I think. Yeah, it would have been. And I think they've got him again.
Well, Stegman might be able to just march down the field just on these.
Well, if he can do it 6 times, I'll be impressed. And severely disappointed at the Stingrays.
Yeah.
Fool me once. Fool me 6 times. Well,
Offsides on the defense,
Well,
number
there you go.
59. It'll be 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Stegman got him again.
There it is.
Same culprit. Watch the ball, the call from the crowd. Pretty solid advice. Ball's now on the 50. The Ravens need to get all the way down to the Stingrays 19. And Holiday Miller will get a fair chunk of that here. Matter of fact, he might get it all. Give him 1st and 50. Holiday Miller,
Wow.
without flags on the field, has added another score here this afternoon.
What a run. What a run. Look at that blocking downfield. Number 66.
Yeah, big.
Who's that for the guy? That is...
Andrew Big Baby Davis.
Oh, what a block. You love to see that.
And how about the celebration Paul said afterwards? Well, those are the strike plays a back like Holiday Miller can give you.
That second level blocking just onto the linebackers there. That's great. Way to read the blocks, quick cuts. He's dangerous.
Bessie, perfect on PATs so far. That remains true. 28-7 here. Midway through the third quarter.
Still plenty of time. Stingrays just need to regroup.
50 yards on the ground there for that last score. Back-to-back touchdown drives for the Ravens. That drive looked like it had ended Kugler with a pick, but the roughing the passer call re-gifted them possession, and they made no mistake after that.
Just goes to show you need to wrap up Darius when you can. If you get that one-on-one, you have to take him down. He just has too much balance.
Bessie with a nice kickoff and another return the Stingrays do not have to make. They need to make up some scores, and they need to make them up fast here.
Yeah, they do. There's still plenty of time. There is still, a whole quarter to go, but it's slowly getting away from them now. And I think momentum and confidence kind of, lowers in these situations.
And just to update anyone, tanks of the body disqualified from the contest.
It is unfortunate.
And tell you what, I couldn't quite see what happened after the,
Yeah, neither, exactly.
the play there.
With
The
you.
officials were closer than I was. Malloy pulls it back in. Now Chand is all over him, and he's taken down. Minimises the sack yardage, so almost gets back to the line of scrimmage.
That's great coverage there. That's number 26, I think, Damien Broderick, I believe his name.
Yes, sir.
Man coverage on the downside here, all over him. You see Damo checking off and wanting to let it go, but that's great coverage.
Coverage sack, as they so dub it. Second down and 10. And now a simple handoff to Taylor. Taylor attracting almost the entire nest of Ravens. He gets 5 hard yards.
Yeah, he's hard to stop, that big guy. When he gets going, you don't want to be in front of him. That's why they say tackle low every single time.
And he's got that, how do I say this? He's got the type of build which doesn't leave you a lot to tackle with.
No, big bowling ball mentality and build, and just rumbling, stumbling.
Third down now for the Stingrays. Had to punt on their last drive. Turnover and downs before that. Quick throw here from Malloy on third down, but it's a quick tackle from O'Day. Keeps it to a minimal gain of 2 yards. And now we'll have a fourth and around about 3.
See that replay, see if that was a 2-read defense there from the corner of Dan O'Day. He lets that receiver go on that slant and comes down hard on that out route. That's a great read. Just see here. Yeah, opens his hips up to the quarterback.
Back to live action, and they'll try to run this on fourth down, and I think they've got it. Yes, they do, by at least 2 yards. A gutsy decision from the Stingrays there. Matter of fact, I don't think they thought about it at all. The decision was already made.
Yeah, I think that was Damo's there, just running the ball up the middle, I believe. Quarterback draw. He only had eyes for the first down marker.
Very few others can do it as well as Damo as far as converting a tough third down. Paladin was open. Quimby on the coverage. Couldn't connect.
I think there's another smash concept on that other side there with the 4 in the corner there. Curl in the corner. He's got to thread that ball over. Dan O'Day was sitting pretty much in limbo between the two.
Malloy with a 1 pick this afternoon. That was claimed by David Nash. Second and 10. Low snap, but handled by Malloy, who wants it all. And almost got it with Napier.
So close.
Out of reach again. Now they've got third and 10.
I don't know what that inside receiver was running. I'd love to see that back on the replay. But I believe that was just a post route. Sorry, and splitting the safety. See they're playing the 2 high safeties, Chris Clark and I can't see that number there.
It's Quimby.
Quimby, yep.
If he doesn't have the nickname Mayor already, I'll be disappointed. They fake the handoff, and they're looking for a shovel, but the Ravens are all over it. Malloy has to improvise. He does so well. In fact,
wow.
he does enough to possibly get the first. I think the Ravens kept the ball behind the first down marker. The other half of Malloy was stretched beyond it.
It'll definitely be close. That's a hell of a scramble, though, to make something out of nothing.
Malloy almost looked like he was negotiating with the Ravens sideline. It'll be called just about a yard short. Another fourth down here. If they went for it early, you think surely there's no dramas. They've already made the decision to go for it here.
100%.
Probably less than a yard in it.
Down by 3 scores. They need this.
Spread, and I think Taylor jumped early. Malloy lets them know about it too.
That's a heartbreaker. 4th and 1, you hate to see that happen, especially on offense.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. Number 23, the 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
Especially if that was a hard count for the sake of hard count.
Yeah. I know that feeling playing quarterback for a year and just, it is a heartbreaker, but it happens.
4th and 6. Looking for a big conversion here. They've already got one on this drive. Now they've got 2. Carroll on the catch beyond the markers.
Great work there. Great work, knowing where the sticks are.
Clutch throw and catch there, Carroll and Malloy.
That was great. Just a simple little curl route, I believe it was, and then right where it needed to be.
Right when it needed to be.
Oh, exactly as well. Great ball from Malloy too.
Good concentration there for the receivers. Yeah, 2 Stingrays receivers within 3 yards of each other.
Yeah.
Not sure if they were supposed to be that close, but another design keeper for Malloy on the QB draw. It's good for 5.
You know, it's been a good drive so far. A couple of 4th down conversions. You don't usually see that, but they've been marching the ball down. This has been good so far, and they're moving the chains. Then keep this up, get into the end zone. They'll be looking good for the 4th quarter, hopefully.
2nd and 5. Malloy again has to tuck this. Now he'll run. He's got the first. He sees a bunch of Ravens corral him though, so he gets down to the ground. He's converted though. Another fresh set for the Gold Coast Stingrays.
Hey, that's one way to do it. Just QB draws, sneaks, whatever you need just to get those extra yards.
Cape well broke into the backfield, but the agility of Malloy saves his team.
Strong run. Those yards off the contact, that's
the end of the
massive.
3rd quarter.
Well, once we got the penalties out of there, this quarter moved pretty quickly. We're on to the 4th and final quarter.
Yeah.
2 versus 3, a spot in the Sun Bowl on the line. Stingrays last year, the first time in over a decade, the men's Sun Bowl did not feature the Columbia blue uniform in the men's division.
They've definitely been the top team in their massive reign of years of winning the Sun Bowl, team to beat.
Yeah, that stretched all the way to the years of Kyle Lowe. The Matty Bassiner years for a short little period, and they moved on to the Malloy at quarterback era.
Yeah. He's done well, he's done very well.
Multiple head coaches through that period as well. David Hill looking to add himself to that list of Sun Bowl winning Gold Coast head coaches, albeit via Spirit today. Coaching via the live stream.
Due to the previous time delay with the Lightning, this quarter will be shortened to 8 minutes.
Okay, well, here I thought we're going to be playing 2 full quarters, but I guess with a lot of those stoppages for penalties and whatnot, we still have another game that has to start on time, or has to start within a certain time frame, I should say. So this game has been shortened to allow for that. Neither team seems to be too stressed for it. Back on the field is Taylor trying to make up for his penalty there, and it's a good 5-yard game to do so.
Yeah, I guess they kind of put Stingrays on the clock here. They kind of need to move a lot faster now. Move these chains a lot faster, get down the field, make some plays. I haven't seen too many deep shots out of them today so far. Just surprised if they're kind of just letting the DBs come down, but...
And Malloy fumbles the initial collection of the snap and just doing what he has done so far this drive.
Wow.
Just tucks it and run if everything's going wrong. I'm going to tell you what, it's working out all right now.
You'll love to see that.
He had to wrestle that ball away from his running back.
Lower the shoulder, yards after contact, big don't argue.
Right over the top of Quibby.
That's great.
Clock continues to roll. By the time this play snapped, will be under 7. Carroll's got some room to move. He's matched up with a linebacker, but they'll go back to Taylor. JT tackled inside the 5. Something I've said quite a few times.
Yeah.
The inside 5 specialist. 4 yards. Now we've got 2nd and goal from the 4.
See if they can get over here. It's a big moment in the game for them.
Well, you've got Carroll, who's had a great game right now, matched up with a linebacker in Ellis. That might be the matchup there. And they'll go back to the running game, though. It's a Taylor again. Taylor again denied, but he's trying his darndest to get over. Stopped, though. Maybe picked up a yard in the process.
It kind of looks like they want to get Damon to pass the ball here instead of run it, so... Very unfortunate not to get in there.
3rd down and goal from the 3 now. You can almost even call it the 2.5.
And spread here.
Taylor remains in the backfield. And it'll be another keep it to Malloy. This is how they scored their first touchdown. It won't be how they score one on this one. Adniel Thompson putting an end to that play.
Oh, he's got flooded. They read that. Yeah. Oh, all over him. You know, you gotta take those one-on-ones with the matchups, and I'm surprised they're not actually looking at that on the outside there, but I'd love to see a trips to the right or something like that with a single on the outside and throw a fade up, but they might just go back to their rumbling, stumbling.
Well, look at this, the trips bunch out wide. I have seen this before, but it's the first time today. Malloy looks at the bunch side, looking over the top, but it's picked off by Chris Clark. Chris Clark has the ability to take this the whole field if he wishes. Malloy misses. He cuts it back. Now the O-liner having a go at it. He's coming across field with a convoy. He's got O'Day now in front of him. Carroll's trying to make the tackle, so will Kluger. He's got blockers, cuts it back. One more to beat, and Palyuta takes him down inside the 10. And Malloy is also down on the opposite side of the field.
What a play. Oh, wow. Did not see that coming.
Well, if there's one player you don't want picking off the passer with space to run, it's Chris Clark.
That's why he's up there for defensive MVP this year.
And shows impressive vision. Oh, what a block there from Ellis. All legal blocks as well, change of possession so no one could be cutting. And a clutch tackle there from the clutch man himself and Palyuta.
That's a great hustle from Jaden to come back and make that tackle. You know, hopefully they can stop him here, but what a play from Chris Clark.
Malloy, though, is up, back on his feet and comfortably walking back to the sideline. The frustration, though, is visible even from here.
Well, I did not expect that at all.
They had a great drive that was building Malloy.
Oh, great drive.
With his feet, it was just getting the job done. Taylor had a couple of cracks inside the 5, and
it felt like the Ravens wanted him to pass it. They were letting him have that pass because they were stopping the run so well, but they were wanting to force him, and then Chris Clark comes up with the big play.
I don't know if that was an overthrow there or if it was just forced by the defense, but Clark with his 9th interception, and Darius Holiday-Miller with his 13th touchdown.
Great blocking, great hole. Could be the dagger.
And that is 3 straight possessions, ending in a Darius Holiday Miller touchdown on the ground.
He's had a great day today so far. But his line has been absolutely doing work as well. Making great holes for him. But that's a great seal block. Who's that? Number 58. We've got...
Might have been 68 perhaps, Ventura.
Possibly 68. Possibly missed that. But great seal block on the edge there.
Also could have been Mr. 50 there and Matt Bailey. Oh no, 58.
Not sure.
We have a dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 3 on the Stingrays. The penalty being enforced on the kickoff. It's the first unsportsmanlike conduct for number 3.
Lagerstrom pinned with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty there. That penalty to be enforced, as mentioned, on the kickoff. And I think the fate might be sealed here for the Stingrays.
Yeah, that's always tough to go down the field and then throw an unfortunate intercept and have it be taken back all the way down to your 5-yard line, you know.
Oh, stoppage of play here because now a ref somehow ended up with 2 flags. PAT upcoming from Matt Bessie. Hasn't missed. It skies this ball.
Oh, wow.
And off the crossbar. How many points for that? Wow. For the brand. Somebody clip that, send that to McAfee.
What a kick.
And I'm not sure if he changed his kick there because he felt pressure. Wow.
I don't know if I'll ever see that again.
Dude Perfect, one of those YouTube channels will happily...
Oh, it's good seeing him watch it like an all that. It's like Tiger Woods been driving the ball, just watching it go. That was great.
Well, when you're on, you're on. And I guess that translates to goal kicking.
Everyone just stops and watches. Oh, that's great.
35-7 following that peculiar PAT. And we've also got, lost amongst the craziness of that.
Ooh.
A Raven is down. I think it's wide receiver Liam Edwards.
Yeah, number 17.
Ravens with a commanding lead. Last year lost to the Thunder up here at Sunshine Coast.
Very close game.
And in another heartbreaking game, the year before that, probably even more heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Double overtime at the loss to the Gold Coast Stingrays, today's opponent, in one of the most amazing Sun Bowls I've ever witnessed.
Yeah, that was great to watch, that Sun Bowl. That double overtime, both teams putting it all out in the field. Happening again today.
And
that's unfortunate.
looks like he's being carried off the field now. It looks relatively severe. I know his parents might be watching from Victoria at the moment, if memory serves correct, as to where they're holidaying at the moment.
He's a big key aspect in their offense, and that's a dent. Hope he's all right. Fingers crossed.
Timeout. Stingrays. Second timeout of the half.
Stingrays opting to use a timeout after that. Of course, we've got the kickoff to come. Interesting. Maybe they're using this timeout just for a bit of a team talk here. Of course, a penalty has to be assessed as well.
What will be seen being said? Hopefully, just finish the game off strong. No more injuries. Come out with this heads up and everyone all healthy, and take that week's rest and get ready for the big dance after that.
Only full team huddle. That was a full team huddle there for the Stingrays. They've broken it now. Ready to receive this kickoff.
For the Ravens, for me, sorry.
So after the penalty, the Ravens kicking off from halfway. And they keep it in bounds and make it returnable here for Perkins. Perkins looking for a crease. Thinks he's found one. Now bounces it to the outside. And now Braden Quinn and Quimby and company think Eaton's at the bottom of that as well. Take down the Queensland DB.
Was there a game plan going in for the Ravens today, do you think, not to kick it to Appy?
Quite possibly, but at the same time, Appy has also been injured for like the last quarter of the season. So.
Okay. Because I haven't been able to, like, on my own experience, to see him with the ball in open space, and I'd very much love to do so, especially in a kick-off scenario. But yeah, it seems like they've been kicking it to Perkins majority of the day, or kicking it.
To be fair, I think they've just been trying to kick it out the back of the end zone.
That is true. Yeah, they're basically kicking it out. Yeah.
First down and at 10 for the Stingrays now, trying to finish this game strong. 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in this 2 versus 3 playoff matchup. Jonah Gardner with that last carry. I think that was Dan Upton making the tackle there, number 63.
So they got, looks like a cover 2 here, potential on defense.
And keeping a deep shell. Malloy looking downfield.
Oh.
Almost over the shoulder there for Kugler. And a complete.
Great adjustment there from the wide receiver. Unlucky not able to bring it in.
A third down. And they need 6.
It looked like down here that Dan O'Day was in a 2 read. I think it ended up being like a 2-man under. If Damo can kind of see these little out routes when they have them out here, they are open potentially.
Corner swapping sides now. O'Day moving out to the trip side. Broderick on the open side. Damon Malloy looking for Palutin. Incomplete. That'll bring up 4th.
I guess he's
looks on now, and they'll punt this away.
Oh, true.
Sorry that I ruined it.
No. I was going to say, I would expect them maybe to stay on and have a go, for pride, but they need to play the smart option, kick it away. Just make sure, I guess, after seeing Chris Clark take it back, I wouldn't be kicking his way again.
It's a low snap. Tozok tries to trap it. He's still got time though. Now he's under pressure. And it gets... I think that was a pass by the end of it.
Yeah.
And actually, a bit of glare got him away there because I saw the incomplete sign.
I think it was a punt. And then the scrappiness, he ended up thinking he might be able to get away with a pass and someone open, but... why not?
Yeah, based on the downs there, I think he just tried to flip that out with the old fire drill. Now, the Ravens, with 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, have possession here.
See if they can stick one into the end zone again. Maybe Darius can go in for another time.
Well, I think the intention will be to bleed the clock here, but...
Looks like they've swapped him out as well.
Yep, now I think that might be number 33, the backup. He hates those whistles. He thought he was gone. That's Kieran Klein, who scored his, sorry to say this, teammate, scored his first touchdown against the Bears.
Against us, yeah.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 7 on the offense, it'll be 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Yeah, he got some second half touches. He also got what I thought might have been a pretty serious injury towards the back end of that game. It's good to see that he's obviously wasn't that bad. He's back and it looks like he's got all his zippiness with him.
Yep. Good to see the team's healthy in the semis.
Ships to the left now. They've changed the play. Fake the run, throw it to Fawcett. Oh, some good blocking on the outside from the Ravens receivers. And Fawcett trying to stay in bounds. And that'll... Well, still outside 2 minutes there, so the clock will resume as soon as that ball's reset.
Again, so it's just little yards after the catch. Those strong runs from all the Ravens boys. Speaking of Fawcett, much preferring him out in the back to the receiver. He's done a lot better this year at receiver. In the open, he's he's dangerous.
He's a bit of a long strider, and sometimes that always doesn't lend itself as there's a carry there to Klein. Klein
Cops a
shuffles
shot.
his way for it, as you said, cops a shot.
Oh.
Langstrom thought he took the ball away. No signal from the officials.
Looks to be down here. Running back again. Klein.
I don't know what it is with Klein and live stream games, but
I think we've given them a bad karma after.
possibly. He's down getting some attention here.
Copped a bit of a shot at the end there, but he looked to be okay. That's Lance coming over the top.
Injury time out here. Looks like he might be in for a bit of a check-up. I don't know if his teammates are looking. You can see on replay here, it might be a bit of the knee here. I think it's one Blommenson. He's up, no Tonga you're right. So he's kind of just contorted here. Ooh. But also, well, there was some contact with the head there, not intentional, I don't believe. He's up and walking, which is a good sign.
Hopefully nothing too bad.
The frustration on the field there. He knew that was his opportunity to get some touches. Now we'll see, receive some medical attention.
Due to the injuries and the delay of games, that will be the end of the game.
Well, an abrupt stop there, using a bit of common sense here due to some extended injuries. And the clear result of the game, this game has been called here. The Ravens, they'll progress to another crack at the men's division Sun Bowl, 35 points to 7 over the rival Gold Coast Stingrays. Their combatant will be decided in the upcoming game between the Griffith University Thunder taking on the league leading Brisbane Rhinos. Thank you for joining us throughout the entirety of that broadcast. We know we had that big, long lightning delay in the middle of it. We thank you for sticking with us. And thank you to my co-caller here, Christian Arnold, and his lovely partner for bearing with us through that. I don't think that was part of the deal when I asked him to do it, but I appreciate you giving me your company during this broadcast.
Thank you very much. That was a great game to be a part of.
Upcoming, the men's division games continue. We'll be finding out who will be taking on the Bayside Ravens between the Brisbane Rhinos and the Griffith University Thunder, the reigning champions.
Get him up, get him up. Get him up, get him up. Bunny out your shoes and pick your battles, dude. Keep saying you number one, but I'm on top, yo, it's done. Dropping styles like napalm, fake rappers think they so strong. Verses full of hype and always ready for a fight. Spontaneous, magnanimous, cause they can't get close enough to run with us. If you wanna battle, get it hard, get it raw. No emotions, I shake you until your chains fall off. What? Large, in charge, I set the bar high. You running with the big boys now. Get up, don't cry.